Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to discuss about static keyword in Java. In previous tutorials we have talked a lot about static keyword, uh, but we haven't discussed in detail. So today I'm going to discuss in detail about the static keyword. So this is the agenda for today. So we'll see what is static in Java and what is the static variable, what is the static method, and we'll talk about the static block as well. Okay, so let's start with the first slide. So Java static keyword, right? So the static keyword in Java is used for memory management. Okay, so basically it saves the memory. So we'll discuss with the help of an example so you can understand it better. Okay, so the static keyword belongs to the class, then an instance of the class. Okay, so static keyword belongs to the class rather than objects. And static can be variable, method, block, and nested class. So let's first discuss about the static variable. So static variable is used to fulfill the common requirement. Okay, so what do you mean by common requirement? So for an example, company name of employees, right? So company name is the common for all the employees. Similarly, we have college name of students. So college name is common for all the students. Okay, and static variable gets memory only once in the class area at the time of class loading. Okay, so I'll show you with the help of an example. So let's create a project for static. So I'll create project called static static project demo, and inside this uh, inside this src folder I'll create a package static variable variable package variable package. Okay, so let me create one class here. Class name will give student. Okay, and in this student class let's have few variables. So I'll have a string name variable, or you can say student name variable. We'll have int variable roll number. Okay, and let's have static variable college name college name. Okay, and here I have declared three variables. Two are non-static, string student name and roll number, and this is static variable. So okay, so this is my variable name, this is data type, and if you put static, okay, so this will become a static variable. Okay, so let's initialize a static variable here, because we are going to use throughout a program this variable. So we'll give college name as abc. Okay, and don't initialize these two variable as of now. We'll use object to initialize them later on in the another class. Okay, so let me create another class. So this time I'll give name as test class. I'll select public static void main, and inside this class let's create the object of student class. Obj is equal to new student. So here I'll call whatever object variables I have created. So student name. Okay, and I'll give the values here. James. I am initializing those variables with the help of object. Okay, so obj dot roll number, let's give 1 2 3 or 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, now let me print some statements over here. uh, Student name is or simply give student name. So obj dot student name here. Okay, and similarly we have a roll number, student roll number. So this should be roll number here, and third would be college name, which is our static variable. Okay, college name. And so to call static variable, see these are non-static, so what we have done, we have used object dot variable name. Okay, so here what we'll do, student class, since static variable belongs to class, so that means we have to give class name dot college name. Okay, now let's run this program. So here we go, James 12345 roll number, and college name is ABC. Now let me create another object. Okay, so this time I'll give obj1. Here I have to give obj1 and name for another student, and this time I'll give 54321 obj1 here, obj1 here, and this is will be the same throughout the program. Okay, so now let's run this again. So here we got two records, right? Two students record. So one is James, another one is Peter, and here if you see, the college name is constant, right? uh, Same, so same college name we have been using for James as well as Peter, because college name is common for both the students, they belongs to same college. Okay, so that's why we have declared this college name as static here, so we can use throughout this program the same, because this is common, so that's why we have declared is static. So now let's discuss uh, this program with the help of diagram. So basically this is heap memory. Okay, so this is heap memory, and here non-static variable will be stored like this. Let's take two boxes here. So non-static variable will be stored like this, like James, and what is the roll number, 1 2 3 4 5. Similarly for another student, Peter, and his roll number is 54321. Okay, now I have created two objects. Okay, so that will be stored in stack memory. So what are the objects I have? I have two objects, obj, and obj1, right? Obj1. Okay, and this is my stack area. Okay, and our static variable will be stored in class area, as we have discussed in presentation. Okay, class area. So this is my static variable. What is that? College name, or you can say ABC. You can write over here ABC. Okay, so these two objects will point out these two records. Okay, which are stored inside heap area. Those are non-static variables, and this will point out like this. Okay, same object, so both the objects will share the same non static variable. Okay, and this is common for to both the objects. So this is how static variable works. Okay, and this is the usage of static variable. Now let's look at the another thing, static method. So a static method belongs to the class rather than the object of class, similar to variables we have what we have discussed. Okay, so static method is also belongs to class rather than object of a class. Okay, a static method can be invoked without the need of creating an instance of a class. So no need to create the object of class. We can directly call with the help of class name dot method name. A static method can access a static data member can change the value of it. Okay, so I'll show you with the help of an example this third point, and we'll discuss about this as well. Okay, and what are the restriction in a static method? Okay, so the static method cannot use non-static data member or call non-static method directly. Okay, this is first restriction, and another one is this in super cannot be used in static context. Okay, so let's create another package here. So this time I'll give package name method static method, and inside this let me create the same class called student or student1. Okay, and here I'll create those same variables. So let me take those. So here I have created three variables. Two are non-static, one is static. Now let's create a static method static, and let's give name static method. Okay, and we have to declare return type void, and here I'll do I'll change the value of my static data member, and I'll give the name ABCD or XYZ. Okay, now let's create one constructor to initialize the value of these non-static variables. Okay, so let's create one constructor here. So constructor name should be the same name as class name, and we'll have two variables here. One string will give new name, and we'll take another variable roll number. So new roll number, like that will give, and will assign like this new whatever the values will pass in the parameters. Okay, so similarly for roll number, like this. Now let's create another method, normal method, to print the values. Okay, public void display method, so there will display the values. So system.out.println, let's give this student name here. Okay, similarly roll number. Okay, and college name. So guys, this is my non-static method. So non-static method can access static as well as non-static data members. Okay, so here these two are non-static variables, and this is static variable, so it can easily access static variables as well. So student1 class is created. So now let me create another class, test class. From there we'll pass the values, we'll create the object and we'll pass the values through constructor. Okay, so that class name is test class 1. Here I'll create the object of student1 class, new student1, and we'll pass the parameter. So let's pass two parameters, right? So name Let's give James 1 and roll number 1 2 3 4 5, like this. Let's create another record for another student. So this time I'll give James 2 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, now let me call using this object to display method. Okay, so I have display method, and two times I have to call because I have created two objects. So let me call using this object as well. Now let me print. So here we go. So first display James 1 1 2 3 4 5 ABC, and James 2 1 2 3 4 5 ABC. I can change this to 5 4 3 2 1, 5 4 3 2 1. Okay, so here we go, James 1 1 2 3 4 5 ABC, and James 2 5 4 3 2 1 and ABC. So ABC is common. So what we have done, we have created a student1 class. There I have declared two variables, non-static variable and one static variable. So, and I have created a static method. So static, if you see the last point, this third point, static method can access static data member and can change the value of it. So it can access the static data member and we can change the value of it. Okay, but why displayed on this value? Okay, we have to call this method from, one second, let me call student1 dot static method. Now let's run this. Yeah, because what we have done, I did not call this static method here, so that's why the values for college name was displayed as ABC. Okay, because we have declared this. So this is one usage. So we can use this static method to change the value of data, static data member. So here I have changed the value of it. So let me give some statements so you can understand that how static method called. Okay, now let me run it again. See, static method called, and when this method is called, okay, so this the college name is changed to XYZ. Okay, and later through constructor I passed these values. Okay, and when we pass this value, constructor is initialized. Okay, when we create the object. Okay, and this whatever name we have passed through parameters, that will be assigned to student name and roll number, that will be printed using this display method. Later we have called those methods, right, two times. Okay, so this is how we can call the static method, class name dot method name. Okay, uh, another thing is static method can be invoked without the need of creating an object. So no need to create the object, and we have called using the class name. Okay, now let's look at the another thing. So why main method is static? Okay, so people might ask this question at the time of interview. So this is very important. So it is because the object is not required to call a static method, right? So to call the static method, no object is required. So if it were a non-static method, JVM creates an object first, then call main method, right? So that will lead the problem of extra memory allocation, right? If it is like non-static method, so JVM has to create an object and then call main method. So that will be like tedious process. Again, it has to create the extra memory. Okay, so that will create the problem. Okay, and difference between static and final keyword. So many people assumes that static is kind of final, right? I mean, final means constant. So static keyword always fix the memory, right? So it will what we can say, it will always fix the memory. It will allocates only once in the memory. Okay, that means that will be located only once in the program, whereas final keyword always fix the value. That means it makes the variable value constant. Okay, so don't worry about the final keyword, we'll discuss in later session. So this is the difference between static and final keyword. So Java static block, the third topic for today is Java static block. So it is used to initialize the static data member, and it is used to it is executed before the main method at the time of class loading. So let's create another package, static block. Okay, now let me create a class static class. Okay, I'll select public static void main, and here I'll have one static block, static let me print some statement here, main method. Now let me run it again. Yeah, this is static block main method. So this is how we can make the static block. No need to give the name. So this is the syntax. Okay, only we have to declare static, and this is the static block. So if you go through the slide, okay, so it is used to initialize the static data member. So whenever we use any static data member, we can initialize inside this static block, right? And it is executed before the main method at the time of class loading. So you can see it is executed before the main method, right? And till Java 1.7, we can execute the program with the help of static block, right? So after 1.7 onwards, that is not allowed. Okay, so people might ask that question as well, so that is the answer. Okay, so I'm done for today, guys. So in the next video we'll talk about this keyword. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.